Welcome to the Linux and Fundamentals practice series from the AI Mock Interviewer Question Bank. Linux and Fundamentals Part 1. This episode has 16 questions. For each question, take a moment to think through your own answer before I share a strong approach. Question 1. What is DevOps? Here's a strong way to approach it. DevOps is a culture and set of practices that combines software development and IT operations to shorten the delivery life cycle, using automation, CI or CD, and shared ownership so teams can build, test, and release software faster and more reliably. Nice. Let's continue. Question 2. What is a DevOps engineer? Here's a strong way to approach it. A DevOps engineer is someone who builds and operates the automation, infrastructure, and pipelines that let development and operations work as one flow, owning CI or CD, IAC, monitoring, and reliability rather than just writing application features or just keeping servers up. Great. Moving on. Question 3. What is the difference between DevOps and Agile? Here's a strong way to approach it. Agile is a software development methodology focused on iterative planning and delivering working software in short cycles with close customer collaboration. DevOps extends that further downstream into deployment and operations, focused on automating build or test or release or monitor so those iterations actually reach production quickly and reliably. Agile answers how do we plan and build. DevOps answers how do we ship and run it. Alright, next question. Question 4. What is configuration management? Here's a strong way to approach it. Configuration management is the practice of defining and enforcing a consistent, known state for servers and infrastructure, installed packages, config files, running services, through automation tools like Ansible, Puppet, or Chef, instead of manually configuring each machine and letting them drift apart over time. Let's keep going. Question 5. What is CI or CD? Here's a strong way to approach it. CI or CD, continuous integration or continuous delivery or deployment, is a software development practice that automates the process of building, testing, and releasing applications. 1. Continuous integration. CI developers frequently merge their code changes into a shared repository. Whenever code is committed, code is automatically built, automated tests are executed, code quality and security checks are performed, issues are detected early. Example. A developer pushes code to GitHub. A pipeline in Jenkins or GitHub Actions automatically runs unit tests and validates the code. 2. Continuous delivery. CD. After CI is successful, the application is automatically prepared for deployment. Packages or Docker images are created, artifacts are stored in repositories. Deployment to staging environments is automated. Production deployment still requires manual approval. 3. Continuous deployment. CD. An extension of continuous delivery where every successful change is automatically deployed to production without manual intervention. Typical CI or CD pipeline: developer commit, v source control, GitHub, or GitLab. V build application, v run tests, v security and quality checks, v build Docker image, v push to registry, v deploy to Kubernetes or GKE or X, v monitor application benefits: faster software releases, reduced manual effort, early bug detection, consistent deployments, improved software quality, faster feedback to developers. Common CI or CD tools: Jenkins, GitHub Actions, GitLab. CI or CD: Azure DevOps, Argo CD. Tech and interview answer. 1 minute. CI or CD stands for continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment. CI is the practice of automatically building and testing code whenever developers commit changes to a shared repository. CD automates the release process by packaging and deploying the application to staging or production environments. The main goal of CI or CD is to deliver software faster, more reliably, and with fewer errors through automation. In my projects, I have used tools like Jenkins, GitHub Actions, Terraform, Docker, and Kubernetes to automate build, test, and deployment workflows. On to the next one. Question 6. What is the difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment? Here's a strong way to approach it. Continuous delivery means every change that passes the pipeline is automatically packaged and ready to release, but a human still triggers the actual production release. Continuous deployment goes one step further and releases every passing change to production automatically with no manual gate. Good. Here's another one. Question 7. What is a virtual machine, VM, and how does it differ from a container? Here's a strong way to approach it. A VM virtualizes hardware and runs a full guest operating system on top of a hypervisor, giving strong isolation but at the cost of more memory or CPU overhead and slower startup. A container virtualizes at the OS level, sharing the host kernel and packaging only the application and its dependencies, making it far lighter and faster to start than a VM. Nice. Let's continue. Question 8. What is a container? Here's a strong way to approach it. A container is a lightweight, isolated unit that packages an application with all its dependencies and runs using the host OS's kernel, giving process-level isolation without the overhead of a full virtual machine. Great. Moving on. Question 9. What is a Docker file? Here's a strong way to approach it. A Docker file is a text file with a sequence of instructions, from copy, run, cmd, etc. that Docker reads to build a container image layer by layer. Alright, next question. Question 10. How does a multi-stage Docker build work, and what problem does it fix? Here's a strong way to approach it. A multi-stage build uses multiple from statements in one Docker file, where an early stage, e.g. a full SDK image, compiles or builds the application, and a later, much smaller final stage, e.g. a minimal or distroless base, copies over only the compiled artifact using copy, from equals.